Welcome into the Sam Hoiberg Show. I am Harrison Arns running the board, and Sam Hoiberg, obviously the host of the show, just walked in. Perfect timing as always. Kind of like the Nebraska season right now. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing great. I mean, this is a lot of fun right now. So just rolling up that vibe right now.
Yeah, because after that Maryland game, I mean, obviously you guys want to lock in and focus, but I mean, just that had been an absolute high. I was trying to think of the last time I remember Nebraska basketball, not even just PBA, be like that electric of an atmosphere. Like that place was, I mean, what were those moments like towards the end of the game when you guys finally won and the buzzer sounded?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the way they support us these last few weeks. And we got to that Penn State game and just had a few big losses in a row. Wasn't much hope. We still had a great crowd. And then now that we're winning, we've won 4 out of 5. We know they're just going to keep showing up. So that support's been amazing. But being a part of it, being on the court with that atmosphere is just unreal.
Yeah, again too, it's like the fact that like you guys are in the beef of the Big Ten play now, and like you're coming alive towards the end of the stretch. Because I mean, if we're just being honest, at one point in the season you lose 2 of your starters. Like I don't know how many people were really watching this team anymore. Like I think people are wanting to support them for growth, but I don't know how many people saw it. Because now you're staring at this as a real shot, you know, not only to a buy-in and possibly Big Ten play tournament, but also just the dance. Like you don't want to get too far to yourself, one game at a time, but a lot more doors like definitely open because you guys' hot streak right there.
Yeah.
Guys stepping up too. What do you have to say about like just the bench yourself? Like obviously you've had a huge kind of story lately. You had the steal to beat Maryland, another steal in overtime to beat Wisconsin. But it's not just you either. It's everyone else stepping on the court. So what are you seeing out of, you know, what was the bench players early on in the season to now getting significant minutes and just stepping in there and playing that role?
Yeah, I mean, it just shows that, I mean, having a culture like this and prepare anyone for any situation. And I think that me, Jamar, Denham, Blaze, Will, all of us are putting in good minutes right now off the bench. And it just, I mean, just a huge like testament to those guys and how well they've been able to play. And it's really satisfying to see. And hopefully we can keep that up.
Yeah. And then one thing too, like one of my favorite players is Blaze.
Yeah.
Just because I just kind of forget how big that dude is and like what he's able to do. I'm looking at the box score here. Clint, let's see if I can find it real quick. The amount of rebounds he was racking up in the stretch. So he only had 16 minutes, but he was still able to grab just 8 rebounds.
Yeah.
And like that, I thought to me, like down the stretch against Maryland, like,
big ones.
Yeah, like I know you kind of had the highlights there. Derek Walker and Sam Griesel had a nice pick and roll down the stretch, but like for him, like to have so many crucial rebounds, like I mean, you guys needed stops against Maryland, obviously the way it was heading to OT, but he's another guy that, man, if you like they continue to develop, like I can see him being like a huge player down the stretch for Nebraska.
Absolutely. I mean, hopefully he can get healthy. He actually rolled his ankle pretty bad, didn't practice today, but yeah, he's been super helpful to us. He's such a good defender and rebounder that he's been such a big difference maker. And then as he can develop, he's gonna be a really good player for us.
Yeah, what I like about him too is like usually those big, like when you get big players like that, like he's pretty disciplined on not leaving his feet. Like,
very disciplined.
Like I figured he'd be
a
like
a lot of charges. Yeah, that's not surprising at all. He led their team in the fall. We took track of fall charges. He had like 21. The next size was like 8. And it was so
yeah, because he had one down the stretch in Maryland, didn't he? I want to say, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, in overtime. Me and Blaze both took charge in overtime.
Yeah, and that's just like it's one of those things for like that, just to, like consistently like not go for the block and save himself the foul, like knowing that he very well can go and get that block.
Could. I mean, he had that huge block.
Yeah.
In the second half on that fast break.
Absolutely. And then Sam, I'll let you go ahead and introduce our guest here as I give Henry Bird here another chair.
Well, co-host Jeff is back, running a little behind, but Henry, welcome back. Head over there.
When was the last time I was on?
It's been a minute. It's been a minute for us too. We haven't been here for a while. First one in a long time.
Yeah, you guys got here. You guys were come back on at a really great time.
I mean, we've just been on the road so much lately that we haven't been able to do it, and this is the first time we've been able to.
Yeah,
it's a good time.
That's another thing. Like when I was looking at your schedule, I kind of forgot how many like the season just ends at PBA. It all like pretty much ends at the fall, which is huge, especially on the run you guys are on.
Got to protect the vault.
And then we got Iowa again.
Yeah, Iowa to finish it out. That's gonna be a big one.
Yeah, we gotta take care of business. I think we can get all of them, but we gotta keep playing how we are.
One game at a time,
Definitely.
So how do you guys lock in on one game at a time, especially on the run you guys are on right now, to stay locked? Because like the hype right now, like especially with K-State Tamanaga, like the Big Ten loves them. So like the story's blowing up around the team. So how do you guys handle just taking it one game at a time? Because I mean, you look at the schedule, it's not a walk in the park. These are all still solid Big Ten teams.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, just not getting too high or too low, to be honest. Just coming up to practice every day, showing up ready to work, and when the game presents itself, be ready to play. And then after you finish it, go to the next one, then go to the next day, and then just keep going, and then just keep moving forward in the right direction.
Yeah, that's it with the overtime wins. It feels like you guys have definitely gotten that mentality locked down on, because, I mean, Wisconsin, and like both of those overtimes too, the way they played out was, I mean, they're pretty well. You guys ran away with them. I mean, early on it was a little tight, and then
Maryland was pretty tight, but
yeah,
Wisconsin we beat them by 10. So.
Yeah.
Are we undefeated in overtime this season? I think we are.
No, we
lost to Purdue. The touch still, Sam.
So we're 3-1.
Yeah, then Henry, you want to get a little close to the mic too.
Yeah,
perfect.
Sorry about that.
No, all good. Again, if you guys want to join the show, we got Sam Hoiberg, Henry Burt, and Jeffrey Grace, all from Nebraska basketball. Sorry, Heyman text line 402-464-5685. So since you guys got here, I asked Sam earlier about when the buzzer finally went off, playing Maryland at PBA. Kind of just what was that feeling?
You want to go first, Burt?
You got it.
I already
answered
the question.
You did?
It was very surreal because I mean me being transfer, seeing all the crazy moment, crazy experience. I would say definitely more to come. Obviously, since the run around, we're having a great season. Obviously, expect that to be like for the next few games. But I would just say it was a very surreal moment because I feel like since people still doubt us, like I feel like there's no pressure at all, and with that no pressure, it just allows us to be free and play within ourselves and just like compete and just be the better version that we know we can be, and just show up every day prepared and to what our coach's game plan is.
Absolutely. And real quick from the text line, we have Augie chimes in. He says, "Hey Sam, really impressed with the defensive effort and the resilience on this team all year long. But this stretch is something special. I think keep after it." And again, it's like I'm asking you guys about this Maryland game. And you look at it's just a regular season game. But at the same time, it feels like the momentum for the first time is like really picking up for Nebraska. And it's just I haven't seen the vault just that electric. It was, they had that girls game and unfortunately lost to Iowa. But then that just really set the stage for the next day. And then you have Sam Griesel. I feel like Sam Griesel really loves it because he called the no stand Sunday, correct?
Yeah, no sit Sunday.
Or no sit Sunday.
Yeah, he said that before, like right after the Rutgers game.
Absolutely. And then another from the text line. Let's see. I think they just said Sam, so I think they're working on the second part there. So we'll get back to that. But again, you guys can join the conversation 402-464-5685. So looking ahead here on the schedule, your next game is obviously going to be Minnesota. You beat them in the past. Without giving away the scouting report, what are you guys looking at right now? I'd imagine you're already kind of looking at their tape, maybe previewing a little bit on what you're working on.
Well, so today was really just a skill day for us, just kind of getting back on our feet because yesterday was an off day, and we'll really start putting the game plan in tomorrow. We have a little bit of film that we can watch on our own on them, which I've done. So that's what guys are doing right now is for watching the game plan, but we'll really put it in tomorrow, and these guys will be on the scout team for the rest of the week for that.
Absolutely, because I'm curious to see how those guys defend you this time around. Because I want to say
a completely different team. Like we had Juwan and E-Man when we played them, so it's going to be a completely different game.
I wonder too if that has to add to like the success of your team down the stretches. Like guys are really having a hard time trying to figure out what this new kind of unit is, and you're starting to see it a lot, especially with K-State Tamanaga. like that shot's just becoming more open for Derek Walker when he's coming down the lane. Like guys just have to sit on him; they can't afford to let him go.
I mean, you can't guard Case I mean,
he just runs around
him really well, and he's still at 20. So
yeah, he really is tough to guard. Like he literally just runs around the whole time and gets open. Like it's impossible. Like Jeff guards him in practice, and
that's got to be a handful.
I said he's the hardest guy I've ever had to guard. What would you say, Jeff?
I agree. Because it's just like it's not just shooting. Like he cuts very well. He knows when to cut, and it's just like you get off. Like give him like a split second. Like that shot's going up, or
and then he takes those floaters.
Exactly.
Like
and
he one-handed shots coming off the screen.
He gives he like hesitate or not hesitates, but like he has really good ball fakes, and like he's always like moving his head, like trying to fake you out. Like it's just like really hard to just stay like.
Yeah, because we had Bryce McGowan's DP in on Sunday, and that's what Bryce McGowan's just saying. He's like, the thing you don't understand about him is just like he's just so much smarter than a lot of other guys on the court. And it's like you know, you're not that small and finishing at the rim because you have the best touch all the time. Like, even if you have a great touch like that small, like you said, like he's faking people out. Like he's getting everyone a step behind. From the text line again, let's see, we got keep wearing the headband, Sam. So. When the headband come out, were you always repping that, or was that later down the season?
No, well, okay, yeah, I wore it all season, and then I cut my hair. It's practical. Like I use it for actual reasons. I don't like hair getting in my face when I play. But I don't think I wore it for like 2 games or something, 2 or 3 games.
Like 2 games, I would say.
And then I brought it back. I'll keep it. It'll stay on the sleeve. I might switch up the facial thing though. There you go, stash.
That'd be interesting.
Get the Doug Eater cloud out.
You gotta go with the stash. I love when people just go with the handlebar.
I think Big Ten tournament might go to the stash.
That's a good call. I like that.
Yeah, and the way it's sitting right now too. It's I think Big Ten this year is kind of interesting in itself. It's just
so
like,
interesting.
It's pretty chaotic. Like you look around, and I think the next closest team, you're only a game and a half behind here. Let me pull it up real quick. Yeah, so looking at it right now, it's you guys are just one game behind Wisconsin, Penn State, and then from there, everyone's pretty much 9-7, and between that 9-7 and 7-9 range, and there's just not that much separation. So it's like if you guys, one game at a time, but if you found a way to win out, like there's potential buy-in on the Big Ten tournament as well. It's just I gotta. That's like one of those things I gotta look myself through because it's like the run's been crazy. For you guys, like I was telling you guys, I'll ask you, Henry and Jeff, this as well. What did you see just from the bench? Because everyone's stepping in there, and it's not even just the offensive flow, but it's the defense as well that's really impressing me. Like teams are coming in there, and if Derek Walker and Sam Breesel has to step off for a little bit, like you guys aren't bleeding points. So what would you have to kind of credit that to?
I would just say like everyone's like really dialed in. Practice and like coach ever like our defensive format. So like we'll mess up like here and there, obviously, like every team messes up.
Right.
I would just say like just locking in on the key things we mess up on and just like correcting them so it doesn't happen again. Like when we go for halftime, just like locking in on what we did wrong to prepare to what we can do right. That just helps a lot, just preparing our minds. And honestly, like Sam said earlier, like just watching film like on the team that we're about to play just helps a lot because you like know what's about to come, and then we go over and practice. So like then you have another reminder. So like I feel like all those reminders just come in hand in hand when everyone's out on the court, and just like communication, talking. I feel like our group does a really good job of that. And everyone's just on one accord at the end of the day. Like everyone just has each other back. Like Derek does a lot of things for us. Everyone also on the floor does a lot of things for him. So like it's just like everyone just goes hand in hand. Like it's just a great defensive effort at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Henry.
Well, honestly, like I feel like the crowd in general just like really gives us energy. Like that's what gives me energy because like if no one's like saying anything, like it's dead there. Like it's like, hard for me to get energy. I mean, I always try, but but we've just been playing really well. I don't know what else to say. Like we're just playing our best basketball right now. Like,
yeah, because you guys are 10-3 at home right now, and that's pretty much up there with all the best teams in the Big Ten. And you guys also have the second highest winning streak right now. So, like I said, the Big Ten's just been chaotic for me to follow this year. Other than Purdue, I didn't have a whole lot of certainty. Like I definitely thought Illinois would be up there, and like they're still really good. But again, like I just feel like everyone's so well matched in the Big Ten. Like I think
Purdue's slipping a little bit now.
Yeah, so. They're on. Let's see, they just finally won one, but I think they're on like a 2-3 game losing skid there for a second. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see here because you go back there, they just beat Ohio State, which everyone probably could have suspected that one. But yeah, they lost to Northwestern and then Maryland.
Yeah, back to back, right?
Yeah, so two game losing skid. Then they bounce back, but again, like now they're going to have to go against 17 Indiana Saturday, and that, to me that's like a coin flip. I really don't know who I like.
The home court advantage in the Big Ten is so like I feel like it's underlooked because
it's pretty overwhelming if you just like break down and look at it.
Maryland has lost one game at home, and that was against UCLA when they were a new team.
Yeah.
And then they've won every other game at home. They beat Purdue by 15, I think.
And haven't they like lost most of their Big Ten games on the road?
Almost every road game they've lost. So
yeah. Let's see here.
Huge difference.
Yeah, it's very odd.
Maryland 14-1 at home, 2-7 on the road. And like you guys said, you just break down the Big Ten. It's pretty much like that all the way through until you get past Indiana, because Purdue, they're the only team that's really solid on the road. Northwestern, they're 7-3. Northwestern 6-2. But then after that, like you said, Maryland 2-7, Iowa 3-6, 3-6, 2-5. Like it just kind of everyone flips, and it does make you think like that Big Ten environment, how crucial that is. Because I don't know, do you guys feel like the Big Ten still kind of that gritty conference? Because it feels like it's getting a little flashier, but at the same time, I definitely still see a lot more boys in the Big Ten.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's necessarily flashier. I mean, guys like say they're the big name, the Big Ten. Wouldn't consider them the normal Big Ten. But I mean, it's like a strong, three guys, probably the best player in the league right now besides Edey. And we got a couple of our best players in the conference are centers with Edey and Trey Saxon Davis. So I don't think it's necessarily like that, but that's just how the game is going a little bit. So maybe that's why it's trending that way. But I think it's still probably the grittiest conference in the country.
Yeah, and especially when you're watching the Derek Walker, Sam Grease pick and roll. Even the K-State Tom Naga pick and roll with D-Walk lately. That one's been pretty nice. And again, if you guys want to join the conversation, start our Haven text line 402-464-5685. And we did have someone try to call earlier. It dropped right at the end. So again, same number,